Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Colonel's Corner. Joining me today for our football preview show is Coach Jon Drach. Coach, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks so much.
So, we're really close to the start of the season, the first in the Landmark Conference. How excited are you to get things underway?
I'm excited to get the guys back on campus and get going, and I know they've been working really hard in camp. We're excited to show what we've been doing.
Now, 10 of 11 starters have returned on defense this year. Talk about, as a whole, all of the returning players and who you expect to be leaders on and off the field this season.
I really expect our senior captains to step up. So John Washington on the defensive side of the ball, Angel Ramos on the defensive side of the ball. Then on the offensive side of the ball, Billy Anderson has been doing a really good job of leading us there in conjunction with all the other guys. You know what I mean? I think those guys have done a really good job of setting the standard for all of our incoming freshmen. They've worked really hard throughout the course of their off seasons to make sure that they're ready to be the best conditioned and to be the best at their positions that they can possibly be. And the younger players see that, and I think everybody's been living up to that.
Speaking of those younger players, what are your expectations for the first-year players going into this season?
I think that our first-year class has added a lot of depth to our entire roster. You're going to see a lot of those guys in the two deep. I think that they've done a great job of competing throughout the course of camp, and you're going to see a couple of those freshmen get quite a bit of time in some varsity action here in the next couple of weeks.
Now, looking to the schedule, there's a big game coming up first on the schedule against Kings, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Talk about the entirety of the non-conference schedule. You've got the first 4 games and how that sets you up for Landmark play.
We're going to play a lot of really good competition. You know, I think that's one of the things that we really try to do with our out-of-conference schedule is really test ourselves. I think as we go into the Landmark Conference, we want to know that we're tested. We want to know that we've been in really close games. We want to play excellent football teams. And when you look at the football teams we play, Kings was, I believe, 8-3 last year. RPI was an excellent football team. It's been a playoff team the last couple of years. Brockport's always really, really good. And then St. John Fisher is a traditional legacy up in upstate New York. So all those teams are going to really prepare us for our conference play as we move into the Landmark.
And speaking of the Landmark, the first year of football in the Landmark, what are you expecting from the conference this season?
I'm expecting great competition throughout the entire conference. I'm excited to watch what everybody does in out-of-conference play over the course of the next 4 weeks. I know we're going to represent our conference extremely well, and we're going to be all ready to compete when we have an opportunity to compete against one another.
Now, I mentioned it a little bit before, one of the biggest games on the calendar, the Mayor's Cup, kicking off the season against Kings. How excited are you guys for this game? And how bad do you guys want to bring the Mayor's Cup back to Wilkes?
I mean, having it in our own possession right now is something that we would like to keep. I think that all of our guys are very, very excited. It's always such a heated rivalry game. Both teams have such drive and such passion to compete for the cup. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of bragging rights that go along with that game. And it's also starting the season this year, which is completely different. So you're really going to start with some positive momentum, or you're going to have to recoup from that. You know what I mean? I know our guys have been working every day to improve, and we've been focusing a lot on ourselves. As we've worked into game week this week, we have been looking at Kings. And, you know, they return a lot on both sides of the ball. They're an excellent football team, and I know we're going to get their absolute best.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck in that game. Saturday, 12 p.m. at Schmidt Stadium. Best of luck.
Thanks so much.